This video contains the interview of a police officer who is reportedly making disturbing comments in public. Police officers work long shifts and often have to catch a meal when and where they can. This means that there are a lot of days when the only food they get is a quick snack at a gas station. On rare occasions, several officers will have enough time for a full meal, and they will usually go somewhere together to catch up. This was the case of several officers from Hamilton Township who decided to eat breakfast together. During their meal, the subject of a morale survey came up and earned attention from people sitting nearby because of the disparaging jokes that were made about the chief. When the subject turned to inappropriate jokes about tasers, the other customers became worried and made a complaint to the department.
Hey, so I didn't hear when you left. Did you say this was our copies also, or did you? Or
No.
Do we have to make copies?
No, I'll make you copies.
Okay, cool.
You can help. You got all that?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'll make you copies.
Oh, do I need to check?
Yeah, you need to, documents were provided and reviewed. Okay. Today is May the 21st, 2020, roughly 2:41 p.m. And we're meeting to discuss IA case 20-02, and currently in the room is Chris Noble, Elgin Police Department.
Chris Wall, Elgin Police Department.
Tiger Hand representing Sergeant Wall.
Okay. And you got, make sure our phones are on silent.
Yes.
All right. The reason I want to speak to you is an allegation made against you is for neglect of duty or failing to supervise. For all intents and purposes, my interpretation is allowing or with knowledge or not being more forceful in preventing your officers from going and engaging in activities on duty that shouldn't have been. And so I just wanted to get your take on that. I know we've talked briefly about it in the past where you were unaware of what the topics were going to be for the conversation. And, the rationale for the meeting is not the issue. It's what happens at the meeting.
Gotcha.
And if there was any foreseeable consequences that would have maybe should have red flags that might have popped up to maybe instruct them that you might want to reconsider doing what you're doing.
Right.
And so just walk me through that. Start with.
Even if Hall did not know what the nature of the conversation would be, he should have shut it down when he saw the direction it was going.
Everything you know about how this transpired, how about those guys were even notified to be there, etc.
Okay. So I would have to, for the time and date, I would have to refer to the document provided that has the offense or the charge time and date, because I don't even remember what day it was.
Okay.
Well, I can remember what I remember was the day before that we were called into the chief's office.
May 13th.
So May 13th. We got here. We were in shift change. We left. I went on patrol, and I got a text from, I believe it was Officer Wooten, that said that he was going to eat. Him and Jaboris were going to go eat with David Gerloff to get some breakfast, and asked me if I wanted to come, and I said no. And I said, I'll stay on patrol. You guys, enjoy your breakfast. And a little bit after that, maybe, I don't know, approximately a minute, 2 minutes, Marco called me and said, hey, I finished what you asked me to do at the PD. My hand is still in a lot of pain. Do you mind if I go home? I'm just going to go home because I need to take some pain meds. I said, yeah, that's fine. I said, I'll get with the commander when he gets in. Don't worry about it. Just take off. And he goes, okay, well, my stomach's also not feeling good, so I'm going to go grab something to eat on my way home.
Right.
And I said, okay, that's fine. And I said, I'll check on you later. And that was it. I hung up. The guys went to eat. I stayed on patrol. I would just have to, I don't want to give you bad information, but I usually take a break about, I don't know, between noon and 1. So I was at QT's. I can't remember if I was getting gas because I parked by the gas pumps or if I was just getting a drink. But the guys came up there and talked to me about the survey that they discussed with David. Just real briefly, and basically I was told, well, he's got more details, he'll get in touch with you.
Okay.
And then later, that was it. Later on that night, David called me and briefly gave me a quick overview, but me being new to day shift, that was it.
Okay. Was there any communications with Gerloff prior to, either like the week before, about meeting with the guys?
No.
Okay.
No, not to me.
Okay. Any other communications, with any of the other officers besides yours?
Just maybe on a personal level. I don't know, like, I know everybody still, well, I don't want to say everybody. People are still friends with him, so
Sure.
I'm sure they talk, but I don't know anything specific.
Okay.
Nothing that was out of the ordinary that sticks out.
Okay. And so after they had their breakfast, and so let's turn that off. Did they come and one or individually, or as a group, come and talk to you about what it was discussed? How'd that happen again afterwards?
We were at QT's. I was at QT's, and they drove up because I guess they heard me check out.
Okay.
And I don't remember which one. Both of them came up there, both Jaboris and Wooten.
Okay.
Marco was at home. It was the same day. And they just said, oh, hey, David is talking about doing this survey with TMPA. And I don't remember if it was David that told me or that when I asked if one of those guys told me, I said, well, is it for everybody or is it just for patrol? And a comment was made that
The survey Wall refers to was a morale survey, but witnesses say it painted the chief and department in a negative manner.
it's for everybody up to and including the chief. And I said, oh, okay, well, yeah, that makes sense. So.
Were you ever asked to, or was there to coordinate your guys going to visit?
For the breakfast?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so you were completely unaware of that occurring up until that?
Right. I didn't know that they talked about the survey until after the fact. Yeah.
Okay.
For all I know, they were going there. All I know is that he was meeting them for breakfast on his way home. That was it.
Okay. All right. Did you have any inkling that, and this is about Marco, since he had already checked out on sick leave, about going and doing something, or going and meeting with his coworkers? Not necessarily go meet with Gerloff
Sure.
or anything of that nature, but because he was sick.
Right.
But yet he's going to go have breakfast with his coworkers rather than go home.
Right. No, the only thing I could think of was that so that's why I didn't think anything. And he wasn't in uniform, so I wasn't thinking they were in any kind of violation.
Okay.
And he went straight home, as far as I know, because when I drove by his house later, his car was there, so you could tell he was in pain.
Okay. And just for my own clarification again, before they went and had breakfast, did either Wooten or Jaboris call you to tell you what they were doing, or before?
No, just a text that they were going to meet him for breakfast, and did I want to come?
Okay.
And
And what time was that?
It was after 7 a.m., I think.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Fast forward to Thursday when you got called to come in and visit with Chief South. Did you receive any text messages or calls or anything from Jaboris or Wooten prior to coming up to meet with the chief?
Yes.
Okay, what was the content of those?
He just said on the phone, he just said, hey, it's urgent. This is, it's not a joke. Like, we're in trouble.
Okay.
Something to that effect. I'm like, okay.
It was text message or phone call?
No, phone call.
Okay.
Yeah.
And any discussion about what it might be concerning?
None.
Okay. All right. And, you know, we all know what happened in the chief's office. Immediately following the meeting in the chief's office, what'd you do after that?
After that, we walked outside, and I told the guys, I said, hey, you guys meet me behind HEB. So I went there's some empty roads there behind HEB, and I got there, and then they got called back, I think, to your office at that time. Right? Is that right? Like, as soon as they left, you called them back not too long after that.
A little later. Well, when I did the do not discuss.
Well, they got called for something because they didn't meet me right away.
Okay.
So something, either they were on a call, I thought that they got called back in the office for you. So after that, I heard them get called back to the office, I went to Marco's house to let him know what was going on, what had happened. Right. So I went to Marco's house, knocked on the door, he came out, and I said, dude, I was like, I don't know what happened. I said, we got chewed out at the chief's, in the chief's office. I said, I cannot believe the way he talked to us and the way he was, you know, the way he blew up about everything. I said, I don't want you to be blindsided and expect to be a phone call, because he said we're all under investigation.
Okay.
And he's like, so not at that time, but a little bit later after talking to him some, I could tell that he was already under his medication and he wasn't all there, you know? So at the time he was like, man, you're messing with me. You're messing with me. I'm like, no, I'm not kidding, man. I'm like, he called us in, he's pissed off, something, you know, about something that he heard. I said, and he's mad. Mm-hmm. So that's when the other two guys came and were like, no, man, that happened. He cussed us out, motherfucked us, and told us to get the fuck out of his office. And I said, yeah, I'm in real shock about the way he talked to us, and myself, you know, included.
If what Wall says is true, then the chief was unprofessional and set a poor behavioral precedent.
And like I said, he was kind of out of it. So I'd say we stayed there for about maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes tops, and we split after that. We all split. There was a call that came out, and we all just split.
Okay. All right. Did you ever go back to Marco's house?
Not that day, no. I think I had went the day before or 2 days before that to check on him.
Did Kyle or Jaboris go to Marco's house?
Not that I know of.
Okay. All three of y'all were never there at one time?
Just at one time.
Okay, I thought it was just you.
Yeah, so I went first, and then when we were talking, and he was like, you're just messing with me. Okay. Well, after they left your office, or they left the call, they came.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we were all together for about 5 minutes, and that's when I said, I was thinking, he's loopy off of it, you know, he's not gonna, we'll just leave, he needs to get his rest, so we just split.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the purpose of Jaboris and Kyle coming over? I can understand you going over to talk to him as a supervisor to let him know if something was going on. What was the point of the other two coming over?
Well, I had already told them to meet me behind HEB, so you can see where I was, where his cul-de-sac is, to where behind HEB. So I can only assume that they just saw me there, and then they just came, because you can see it right from where we were going to meet.
Okay. There was no invitation or anything of that nature to all converge over at Marco's?
No, the last thing I remember is just saying, meet me behind HEB.
Okay. Is there any discussion on how there was going to be a response generated to this, or any discussion about how this was going to be handled?
No, because I didn't know the details of it. I was just there because I'm still like dumbfounded about the way that I was spoken to, you know, right. Because I've heard that he talks to people like that, but for him to direct that at me was pretty shocking, you know. So I just went over there, and I'm just trying to, you know, I guess just hear it out loud, you know, like I just don't get it.
Okay. Was there ever a comment made by you to something to the effect of, I don't know what it was you guys were talking about at that meeting, but that's on y'all? Whatever happened is on y'all.
That I said that?
Yeah.
No, I never said that.
Okay.
No.
Okay. That would have been too...
No, I said something along the lines like, I already knew about the discussion about the survey. I said, but whatever happened, I don't want to know about it. It's
okay.
Basically
okay,
what I
guess
other
we're
than
talking.
That. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
We're talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Has there been any discussions or any contact or contact to discuss this matter since they, since that meeting, or since y'all met at the house up until the time that the do not discuss orders were given?
No.
Okay, has there been any contact or discussion since the do not discuss
I've
orders?
just talked to them personally, just sent them messages, and I've called them to check on them.
Okay.
Just like I've called, I call and check on them.
But no details?
No.
Okay. All right.
Just only through my
Yeah.
attorney, that's it.
Okay. All right. Any contact with David regarding this?
He called me and told me that he knows about it,
Okay.
but I told him, of course, I can't discuss it.
All right. Okay. All right. And I was asked to look into these.
Okay.
These were provided to me.
By whom?
That is, can't discuss that just yet.
So I can't know who. Is this a different charge, or is this a different?
No, these.
Oh, okay.
This is, frankly, this is within your right. It's freedom of speech
Okay.
and whatnot. However, I've been asked to look into it with regard to what was the content or the context of these posts when they were made.
Okay.
If you could just like to explain them, that's it.
Okay.
And now, is there any additional
The second issue being discussed is the content of Wall's social media. He is allowed to post what he wants as a private citizen, as long as he doesn't make direct references to the department.
discipline or anything? No, that's not.
Okay. Just for your information.
The chief's information.
Oh, for the chief's information.
Well, I'm collected. So.
Gotcha.
I've seen that one. You showed,
Right. I
you
sent
showed
that
it.
to you.
Yeah.
Right.
But
So what's concerning to me about this is that when was this provided to you?
a day or so after all this started, so it would have been Friday.
Okay, so Friday.
And there's no date on it, so I don't know when it was posted.
So I looked at my post, and it was posted April 29th.
Yeah, it's been a
So
while.
that was 2 weeks ago. So this says Wednesday at 8 a.m. So it leads me to believe that someone's been already screenshotting my...
That I cannot.
I mean, but would it be logical to assume that since this was posted on... I'm just asking because, again, it says Wednesday.
Mhm.
So usually on Facebook, if you see something that somebody posted and it says that the day, it's pretty, it would be like yesterday. It would say Wednesday.
Right.
But this was last month.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if it was last month, it would say a month, it would say April 20th.
Right, and there's no
So
date
it's
on
kind
it.
of weird that...
Yeah, like I said, there's no date on it, so I have no idea when it was posted.
Okay.
And it's just that the fact that I have a picture of it, that's either on a Facebook post or whatever, Instagram.
So-
it's just
So this was, so looking at the picture here, the profile picture, this was Facebook, but I do have this on Instagram as well. It doesn't make any reference to anyone specific. At the time, you were my lieutenant, but we did not have an argument.
Right.
So it's just a funny, satirical office, meme.
Right.
That's it. I've been making police memes for over 2 years. If I had known about memes before that, I would have been making them longer.
Right.
I don't put anybody's name in them. I don't put your name, chief's name, any officer's name specifically, unless it's one of my guys and I don't post it. I just show it to them and we laugh and it's gone.
Right.
That's it.
Okay.
So there's nothing behind that. Like I said, if this had meaning, you were my lieutenant, and did we have an argument where you told me that I was being disrespectful?
No, but the question still remains, what's the point of putting that up to begin with?
Just like the point, it's just funny.
Okay.
Yeah, people laughed at it. There's several laughs. Oh my gosh, and just funny stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just for satirical purposes only.
Okay. All right. And with regard
And also, I don't ever put Elgin. There's not Elgin PD anything.
that's not an
Okay.
allegation.
Okay.
There's nothing that identifies you with the department.
Gotcha.
It's just a question of what's the meaning behind it.
Gotcha.
Because we know who your lieutenant is.
Right.
And so what was the point? That's
Right.
all I'm trying to, that's all I'm getting at.
Okay.
And then on this one, about at P South, this.
Mm-hmm.
And what's,
So, I'm not totally not trying to be difficult, but I remember writing this and I remember why I wrote it, but I don't. There's no context for me to comment on it. So
Okay.
yes,
That's what I'm
it was.
asking.
I did it to be funny. There was, as you can see, I don't know why this is crossed out, but there's several laughing faces because something was being said. I don't know if it was serious or jokingly about the department or something that happened, and I just put his name as in like, hey, look at this, look at these guys, you know, and it was funny. It got a laugh, and that was it.
Okay.
So same thing as I put
Pollard.
P.A. Pollard. I don't remember that girl's name that's with that used to be with the Citizens Police Academy, but she refers to him as Badass Michael Pollard. So I
Okay.
just put B.A. Pollard because it was funny.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing against. There was nothing personal, nothing against him. It was funny, and that was it.
Just see Facebook posts with other employees' names. Yeah, I'm just curious. Alrighty. And on the Hutto Police Department's page,
Yes.
What was the point of putting everybody's names?
Okay, so you can ask Toby Doyle, you can ask Christian. I hate to put their names in this. It really sucks, but and I'll have to take blame for it. I've been tagging them since I've been here as a patrolman, just joking around. I've tagged them in Temple's PDs, in Taylor, any Facebook page around here that says they're hiring. Just tag them just to, I don't know, my idea of them seeing their name on this, and then it's funny to us. You may not see the humor in it, but we all get a good laugh out of it. Toby thinks it's funny. The guys think it's funny. So anytime I see those come up, I just jack with them and mess with them. Like, hey, if you don't straighten up, we'll ship you out to here or whatever, and we just laugh at it. That's it. There's nothing more to that. And there was even one, and a Temple one, that we put, I tagged them, and Brett Fillion said, put like an emoji or something. I said, hey, this is not going to look good. They're going to ask you about this in your interview. He's never put in for Temple PD, but it's just fun. I just mess with him because.
Even though Wall isn't facing disciplinary actions for his posts, he is nervous enough to over-explain.
I guess it's just my weird humor.
Okay. That's all I got.
Okay.
Real quick, you got anything before we wrap up?
No.
Okay. It's about 2 minutes after 3, still May the 21st. I'm going to make you some copies of
Okay,
these.
thank you. You want us to wait here or downstairs? Or?
Right here. Okay. I'm just going to give you a copy right here because one of them's not working, so
Okay.
I can't remember which one.